Hello everyone, my name is Emmy and welcome back to Paranormasight. Nejima has revealed that he owns one of the strongest curse stones and plans to use it at dusk on hundreds in order to collect enough Sodrex for the Rite of Resurrection. All we can do now is continue with our investigation in hopes we can catch Nejima before it is too late. Anyways, thank you for coming by, and I hope you enjoy the video.
Life can be tough. Summary of the previous events. So throughout the night, Richter continues to gather information about the cursed stones, while Haruo lies awake until dawn, preoccupied by the prospect of bringing her lost child back to life. Do I want to go down this route? Why am I already scared reading this? Alright, let's go. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. What could possibly go wrong at Shigima Mansion? Well, good morning there, ma'am. How are you feeling? I'm fine. I hope we can make good progress today. How's your curse stone looking? I haven't felt anything from it since sunrise. Interesting. It's possible that its powers can only be unleashed at night then. I can't do this accent. Hold on. How do I do this again? Interesting. It's possible that its powers can be unleashed at night then. How do I do it? I lost. It's a cowboy accent. I'm in danger. That aside, why are you late this morning? There are unfortunately some things that can't be investigated while the world slumbers, but I did get some research done in that limited time I had. Very well. Let's talk. Oh? Let's check him out. He's looking a bit tired. He must have been up all night investigating. By the way, there's something I want to talk to you about. And what's that? Our current plan is to steal a cursed stone that's already absorbed Soldregs, but I'm wondering if it would suffice to not steal. Instead, negotiate with a curse bearer and have them use the right for our purpose. Oh? I mean, I suppose that would accomplish the same, but do you think it's possible? So long as we offer compensation, it may prove much easier than you'd expect. Compensation? Cash, for instance. That wouldn't be off the table for a family as rich as the Shigimas, wouldn't it? Of course. Why, any amount would be fine if they get the job done. I won't let monetary matters lead me to regrets the way it did back with the ransom. Okay, well with that option on the table, let's figure out our strategy. About the curse bearers. Do you have a curse bearer with whom we can negotiate in mind? Not yet. Surprisingly, it seems the other curse bearers haven't been that proactive about collecting Soldregs. Did you see the news this morning? Oh, I haven't. Overnight, 3 mysterious deaths were reported in this area. They've yet to announce identities of the bodies found, but they've been nicknamed the Honjo serial killings. It's garnered quite some attention on the streets. Oh my. Only 3? That's what I thought. Even if the victims were curse bearers, just 1 or 2 wouldn't be enough Soldregs. And for what those cursed stones are capable of, a mere 3 victims seem a little on the low side. There's little activity all throughout the night. The curse bearers must be a cautious bunch. What's holding them back? Are we not all after the power of resurrection? There may still be some undiscovered victims, but it doesn't seem like anyone has gathered enough Soldregs yet. We might have to set up some bait to spur them into action. And then we offer them the deal. Let's continue on with the curse bearers. None of the curse bearers seem very proactive. I wonder if this situation could be what the mastermind who kicked it all off intended. Now, that's an interesting theory. You think there's someone behind this all? You mentioned hearing an agonized voice telling you to kill when you finish obtaining the curse stone. It doesn't sound like a coincidence to me. Someone agitated the curses in this area on purpose, and they are likely after the rite of resurrection as well. So, you're thinking this person is not one of the curse bearers? You've got a sharp mind, ma'am. Although it might seem obvious for the mastermind to become a curse bearer and collect soul dregs if they were after the rite, this would be very risky, since as a curse bearer, they themselves would become a target. So, it'd actually be more convenient for them if the curse bearers moved less aggressively. Well, that's right. But despite that, they've been inciting the curse bearers to commit murders. Why? Well, let's consider this. What if the mastermind isn't trying to collect soul dregs themselves? You mean their intention was also to steal the souls while the other curse bearers compete with each other from the start? Sitting back and observing from the sidelines is a safer course of action, which is why I figured it best for us to attempt the same strategy. So, how should we do it? There's still a reason to suspect the mastermind could be a curse bearer themselves. To be honest, I want to help. I want to keep my distance from whoever this is. There's no telling what kind of power they might possess. Whether our aim is to negotiate or steal, we'll have to outpace the mastermind in making contact with the other curse bearers. How do you suppose we do so? At this point, all we can do is search. Alright, we'll continue on with the curse bearers. If there's a mastermind inciting the curse bearers to collect soul dregs, can we be sure there even is a rite of resurrection? Well, good question. The rite would be nothing but a myth fabricated to spur the curse bearers into action. Seeing it might be for naught. Do you want to give it up, ma'am? Huh? Never. Understood. After all, we'll never know the truth unless we see it for ourselves. But we'll do it without using a curse ourselves. He's trying to be a good guy. By the way, I met a few people who seemed like potential curse bearers last night. I did some investigating into all of them. I only managed to get detailed information on 2. You're quick. I suppose that's to be expected from an investigator extraordinaire. I appreciate the flattery. First, there's Ayame Tono, the girl we talked to before, though she isn't a curse bearer herself. She's a student attending T University of Art. She currently lives alone in an apartment near Midoricho Park. You even determined her address? You're not one to be underestimated, Mr. Investigator Extraordinaire. I called every single university with ukiyo-e in the curriculum, pretending to be her parent. I went around to check on her place on the way here. Doesn't seem like she returned home last night. I'm worried she might have run into some trouble. Didn't you attempt to follow her last night? I'm embarrassed to say, but I couldn't. She shook me. I couldn't keep track of her. And here I thought you were an investigator extraordinaire. I'd like to learn more about her, but it would take some time. She's planning to steal the cursed stones just like us. It's best we act carefully around her. Give me more info. Next is a tall man who was dressed in black. I met him near Kinshicho. He stood out with the way he dressed. I managed to get some good information from him. Impressive. What can I say? He works as a secretary to Hihaku Soap's chairwoman. I believe his name is Takumi Yumioka. The Hihaku Soap's headquarters and the factories are both located in Hanjo, correct? Yes. They've been here for a while, but it's only in the past 10 years that the company has shown significant growth. I remember seeing the chairwoman on the news a few years back. She seems to be very shrewd. With the increase in sales, I assumed she'd want her factories running at full capacity. With the harsh restrictions against industrial waste, a lot of the factories with old equipment had to be shut down. That's right. Even 10 years ago, there were many complaints about chemical plants dumping waste into the river. Most companies back then were more concerned with making a profit than protecting the environment. I wonder what a man working for such a company would have been up to in the middle of the night. On the way here, though, I stopped by the company's headquarters, but they hadn't started for the day. I should have better luck later. Let's hope you will. Perhaps they're interested in seeing if their right would be beneficial for their product research into beauty and skincare. Ha! Now that's an interesting thought. I ran into one more suspicious young man last night. This one seemed to be out collecting soul dregs, right? Indeed. I couldn't get a good look at him though, and I couldn't gather enough intel to properly identify him. Well, that's a shame. But I can make an educated guess. Oh? You know that researcher who discovered the ancient text on the Rite of Resurrection? The one that lives near here? His name is Hideki Araishi, and the man I met was very similar in stature. Oh my. Even he is involved? How awfully suspect. Considering his background, couldn't he be the one who initiated the whole affair? I think it's possible, yeah. Which is why I decided to refrain from making contact with him from the time being. Safety first. Understandable. Of course. I want to learn more, but this isn't the right time to focus on him. More info. I prefer to ascertain who else is a curse bearer. First, I'll return to Hihaku Soaps to see that man in black. Their headquarters are down on South Warigesui Street. So about the kidnapping. I learned something new about the criminal involved with the kidnapping. Concerns the serial killings. There was a body found at Komogata High School. The person was identified as a high school teacher. His name was Kohei Jonoichi. Do you think he was a curse bearer? Not sure. It's possible. Regardless, this means the two people who knew the truth about the kidnapping are both dead. Just when we were getting somewhere. It isn't enough to make me give up, of course. Still, we don't know anything about Michio Shiraishi's residence. Be wise to pay it a visit. Understood. About the serial killings. In addition to the 3 victims associated with the Hondo serial killings, there's Michio Shiraishi, who reportedly committed suicide, and a police officer who died at the former Yasuda Gardens. If strange deaths continue occurring like so, they're bound to inspire strange rumors. But those last 2 have nothing to do with the 7 mysteries, no? It's true. Both occurred a week before this accursed situation began. Still, it can't be ruled out. Possible that the mastermind was involved even with those killings. How? What if there were preliminary steps to awakening the 7 mysteries curses? Can we really assume that they're unrelated just because the timing doesn't match up? Or rather, the police officer's death is so baffling that it'd be easier if it were connected to these curses. The victim wasn't a type to be caught off guard easily. You seem to know a lot about this. I suppose we weren't strangers, and my personal feelings might be wrapped up in this one too. I see. If you were to investigate this matter more, you might get a lead on the mastermind. You're right. We wish to focus on the mastermind's identity. This would be a fine starting point. Tell me more about the serial killings. We might even discover more deaths related to the curses on the way. Should pay attention to today's news. Well, that's all I have to report. Shall we continue our investigation? What do you want to do? If you still can't use a cursed stone, taking a walk should be fine place to start. Alright. Let's go together. I want to see what's going on for myself. In that case, I would trust you to decide on whether we should go, ma'am. Or where we should go, ma'am. We're here. This is Mito Rachel Park. Ayami told me lives around here. She wasn't in her apartment when I dropped by this morning. Wonder if it's worth checking again. Let's talk to him. We won't get much done standing around here. Why don't I go and check out Ayami's apartment? You don't mean to speak with her, do you? No, I'd prefer to get an idea of what she's been up to. I'd like to see whether she's been home or not, just to potentially get a trace on her movements. Then, be my guest. Okay, I shouldn't be long. I'm back, ma'am. So, nothing? I'm afraid so. Still hasn't returned. However, I noticed a few people seem to be related to the police force keeping watch on the area. I don't know if they got eyes on her apartment, but they do appear to be watching the building it's in. Interesting. Got a sharp eye to have noticed them despite them being so covert. What can I say? It's part of the job. However, it meant I had to refrain from knocking on her door, looking through her windows. I wasn't able to check her electric meter or mailbox either, unfortunately. You were planning to go that far? Won't make much progress sticking around here. Alright, so I guess we move again. We'll go to South Warigesui Street. Because how do I want to go back to that high school? Whew. The Hihaku Soap's headquarters are on the other side of the South Warigesui Street. They were closed when I visited this morning, but it appears things are up and running now. Alright, let's go. First, I need to confirm whether Takumi is the man I ran into last night, and I'll be able to determine if he's a curse bearer. It'll be better if I go inside the headquarters alone. You should walk around, visit a cafe for tea, perhaps? Okay, well, I guess I gotta move around myself. I guess I'll think. So an influential person at Hihaku Soaps is potentially a curse bearer. Richter proposed we use money to negotiate for the curse stones. But we could hardly outbid a large corporation if it came down to it. Surroundings? Back in the Edo period, the canal known as South Warigesui ran through this area, but it's been turned into a major road. It's a bit away from Kinshicho Station or Ryogoku Station, though it's still considered a nice area. Stories of the ever-burning lantern and the foot-washing mansion both took place around here. One of the bodies discovered this morning was found by this road as well. This is quite a lively area, huh? Suppose you could call it somewhat of a city center. Interesting. Let's look at this soaps building. To think a small soap making company would grow so much in such a short time. They have factories and warehouses throughout the area now. You can see why director and now chairman Natsue Yamamori is called Queen. You mentioned that Takumi works as her secretary? That's correct. Do you think it's possible he's acting on her orders? That's exactly my thinking. Curse bearer with both money and power could certainly look at resurrection as their next prize. Negotiating with a person of that stature may prove difficult. I'm going to go in. I may be a little while, but so feel free to find somewhere to kill time. Oh, okay. Go look in there. Okay. Sorry to keep you waiting. How'd it go? I'll fast forward to the conclusion. I met with Takumi. There's no doubt he's the same man I saw last night, but it didn't seem like he's a curse bearer. Mm. But that doesn't mean he has no connections to the recent curses. He knew about the 7 mysteries. He even guessed we have a curse stone of our own. Excuse me? No. Okay. I tried to approach Takumi about a fallen item after I ran into him last night. However, you say your name was Richter, correct? I have a favor I'd like to ask of you. I'm hoping you would hand over the cursed stone in your possession. What's with these lips? Man, you trying to make out? Cursed stone? What are you on about? There's no need to play dumb with me. In fact, there's no time for it. I had all the same reason you did to think you were a curse bearer last night. And your arrival here only confirms it. You are a curse bearer, no? You're right. We lack time. I'll confess, I am a curse bearer. I possess a curse stone of the haunting clappers. I'm glad to hear the truth. Finally, this conversation is worthwhile. It is dangerous. It is a dangerous item you hold. Give it to me. My company will have the responsibility to dispose of it. I didn't know the soap business specialized in scrubbing curses clean. It is the prerogative of Miss Yamamori. Is that so? Assuming you've obtained the curse, you understand the power it involves, no? Miss Yamamori possesses supernatural powers akin to those of a god. She also has a deep love for this land, having transformed it from the pile of dirt it once was to the home of our headquarters. She cannot stomach the fact that it's now the site of these curses run rampant. So, telling me the Queen of Hihaku is a real-life witch? She wouldn't appreciate being called that, mind you. There's a sorcerer by the name of Suigen Yodo who's gallantly working behind the scenes, exorcising spirits and the like. Go on. That being so, there have already been instances of the dead coming back to life. Do you understand the urgency of this matter? These are curses we're speaking of. Tools which are used by wicked beings to possess people. The rite of resurrection is nothing but a fabrication meant to seduce the curse bearers into unspeakable action. If you truly understand what I'm talking about, you must hand over that curse stone at once. Very interesting. With that said, just how many cursed stones have you acquired so far? If what you tell me is true, surely the company would have launched a large-scale search by now. We have 6. 6? Whoa. I can rest at ease then. And here I thought I was at risk of being cursed. It seems we are on the same page. If that is the case, you should hand over your cursed stone immediately. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but it's not actually in my possession at the moment. Considering its importance, I've been keeping it in hiding. Really now? Then I'll accompany you while you retrieve it. I'm sorry, but I've got something important to attend to. But I promise I'll return it back with it later. Very well. Then you won't refuse to provide your address and telephone number, I presume? How prudent of you. I'll oblige. They collected 6 stones. Do I believe that? Interesting. And that's how it went. So they aren't after the right after all. I wouldn't be so quick to trust him. Oh? I believe we're dealing with a master in deception. He may well have made up a story to convince us to part ways with our stone. I think he was lying about having procured 6 cursed stones as well. Like, really? 6? That's excessive. Well, now I feel gullible. Company's plotting something. I wonder what they mean to do with the cursed stones. He seemed rather desperate to get a hold of ours, despite us not having collected any soul dregs. Perhaps the people at Hihaku are the masterminds behind the curses being unleashed. Because the chairwoman's a witch? I wonder about that too. She really were that powerful when her secretary have divulged that information so would her secretary have divulged that information so casually? Ikumi was either making it up as he went or he's trying to spread a rumor. For what purpose would he do that? Recently, people have been caught up about the occult more than ever before. If word spreads that Hihaku's chairwoman has godlike powers, she could very well benefit socially and politically from that mystique. That's unsettling. By the way, there's one more thing of interest I heard while in the company's reception lobby. And what's that? People were discussing whether one of the bodies found this morning was that of a Hihaku employee. Really? So long as the officials haven't revealed the identity, it all amounts to no more than speculation, no? Despite that, I have reason to believe Hihaku Soaps is deeply involved with the 7 mysteries. At the very least, I can assure you I've gathered that much. The more we know, the better our negotiations will be. I think we can walk now. In the meantime, we should go be off somewhere else. There's no reason to stick around here any longer. Alright, we be gone. Oh, to our favorite high school. Front gates of Komagata High School. Okay, it's daytime, it's fine. Here we are at the ground zero, Komagata High School. I guess it's logical that the police has gotten this place shut down. The teacher's body was found here after all. It's as if the students have nowhere to go now that the school's closed. Let's talk to him. This place is said to be connected with the story of the Fool's Procession. I wouldn't be surprised if a curse bearer decided to turn up. However, I need to find out if that teacher was a curse bearer or not. Expect the police to be baffled, since they don't know about the curses. I can ask around and see what the students have to say. Let's inquire. Alright, I'll go ask the students about Michio. I'm back, ma'am. So, what did you learn? That school kids sure love a good rumor. I was practically drowning in stories about Mr. Junoichi and Michio, most of which seemed dubious at best. Not surprising. Most of what I heard was hardly worth a second thought. There was one story that caught my attention. Oh? Some believe that Michio was the one who killed Mr. Junoichi. Really? Story's got 2 pieces of evidence to back it up. One of them wasn't news to me. Apparently he's been mumbling that Michio was going to kill him for some days about now. Fellow teacher overheard his mumbling and told the students. And then it spread like wildfire, I suppose. Rumors that juicy don't stay a secret for long. As for the other piece of evidence, a pigtail girl in her school uniform was seen around school late last night. Go on. Although numerous people claim to have seen the girl, not one of them saw her face. Some are proposing it was Michio brought back to life, or that it was her vengeful spirit. But it's not like Michio's the only high school girl to wear pigtails. This rumor might have been made up just to fan the flames. But if it were true, I'd want to get a hold of her in order to hear her side of the kidnapping. If she's alive, that'd be ideal. There's still one more thing I should mention. I discovered where Michio lived. The student had a list of student addresses on hand. That's an amazing find. I believe all the students actually have a copy of said list. It truly worries me how easy it was to obtain what should be confidential information. Imagine what would happen if that information got into the wrong hands. Well, so far it hasn't, no? Sure. Let's hope it stays that way. In the meantime, it's now possible for us to visit Michio Shiraishi's house. Oh, let's go. I don't know if he has anything else to say, but we'll continue. I can imagine the students are uneasy after learning about the rumors or the murders. It may do them well to stay home for some time, if not for fear of their safety. Police are probably too wrapped up in solving the case to be concerned about the students' mental health. I can see that. It's important that society provides a safe environment for the benefit of our youth. Some school policies could use some rewriting, especially those handling the students' personal information. That's right. I don't want a student being kidnapped on their way back home ever again. I expect criminals to grow more cunning as time passes. There may be times where the authorities can't keep up. That's where outlaws such as myself come in. What's this about? Actually, just forget I say anything. Time to go to Michio's house up here. Ooh. Ooh. How did it go? I went to visit Michio Shiraishi's family home, however. No one seemed to be there. I got no answer at the door, and all the lights were out. It seems to have been empty for a while now. There was a stack of newspapers out front. Talk to him. Social connections run deep in working class areas like this place, so I decided to talk to the locals. I met a few nice old ladies who were kind enough to give me the scoop. Turns out that Shiraishi's reputation really went down the dumps this past year. Is that so? I'll give you the quick summary. They moved here about 3 years ago. Their previous residence was in a better part of town. Chio's father died in a car accident, leaving behind just the two of them. Chio's mom, Toshiko, now a single mom, relocated here. At first, they got along with their neighbors, many of which were in similar situations, helping and being helped in turn. So far, so good. What happened? Well, as I said, the reputation began to go downhill about a year ago. A man recognized as Toshiko's common-law husband had moved into the household. His name was apparently Kankichiro Iwai. Neighborhood gossip is something else. Somehow everyone knew his name. So, what of this Iwai character? He was apparently a vulgar fellow with a criminal record. He was prone to violent outbursts. The neighbors had often heard screams and shelling coming from the house. Neighbors took particular notice of Toshiko's screams, pleading with him to not hit Michio. That's terrible. As if that wasn't unsettling enough, every night the neighbors also began to hear an eerie chanting. Through this, the Shiraishi's standing in the neighborhood plummeted rapidly. Toshiko was often seen covered in bruises and wounds. She stopped responding to her neighbors. She would just turn the other way when greeted. They kept their storm shutters closed even during the day, and effectively shut themselves away from the entire community. That sounds horrible. Why didn't the police step in and do something? Fortunately, under our current laws, the police aren't allowed to get involved with domestic disputes. That's awful. And then Michio reportedly killed herself. Things only got worse with Iwai, and Toshiko was admitted into the hospital for physical and mental abuse. Ever since, Iwai hasn't returned to the home. Many locals expressed sympathy for Michio's circumstances, but just as many were fed up with his Shiraishi's entirely and seemed relieved that things finally quieted down again. Seems that they were still considered outsiders even after 3 years of living here. I don't understand it. Why would Toshiko have gotten involved with such a brutish, good-for-nothing in the first place? I've heard many stories where one partner's personality does a complete turn after entering a relationship. After her first husband's death, Toshiko's financial situation had also taken a turn for the worse. She was determined to send her daughter to a good high school. It's possible she fell victim to sweet promises. Life can be tough, I suppose. You don't seem moved by the story, ma'am. That's fine. We'll have all kinds of stories. Ooh. Why did he do that? Why did we zoom in? Oh. So you came here too? What is it? Could you repeat what you know one more time for me, Richter? Now this we cannot go any further here with Haruo. Interesting. I'm just happy that it's daytime, okay? I'm happy we have the ability to not see scary things probably because it's daytime. Well, you never know. All right, we'll go down the detective's route. Fancy sushi. With dusk fast approaching, they have no time to waste. With that in mind, Tsutsumi and Erio direct their investigation toward Komogara High School and the Shiraishi residence. Oh, it just drops us off to moving around. I guess we'll go to Komogara High School. And here for the deep voice acting. 9 a.m. This is good. Daytime. We're fine. There's no ghosts. There's no scary things that could possibly happen, right? Right? Here we are. Komogara High. Classes are suspended for the day, so the students are just kind of wandering around aimlessly. Let's look at what he's doing. Is there something on my shirt? Don't tell me I stink. This place isn't only connected to the case because the students were under Yoshimi's jurisdiction. It's also the site of the Fool's Procession, and of course, where the teacher was killed. Seems like a likely place to find some clues, don't you think? Oh right, speaking of schools.
What is it? What is it?
You said Paranormal Affairs can't help us right now. So why don't we get that psychic high schooler you mentioned to help us? A lot of people involved in this case lead back to the school anyway, so it might make things easier to have them with us.
For a guy who questioned me on the legality of working with them, you sure seem eager to exploit underage labor.
Hey, who said anything about exploiting them? I just want to give our young experts the opportunity to shine. Yo, that's some nice way of phrasing it.
When did you become such a smooth talker? Anyway, I'm afraid I don't know where they were or where they are.
Oh, I see. I wonder if there's anyone who could help us scout out the area. Let's continue to talk to him. Doesn't seem we can pop in and do anything else yet. Okay, no, there is. Okay, so let's look at the school gates. The school gates will stay locked while forensics inspect the scene of the incident. Looks like they're still busy. Let's talk to the person in charge later. Gymnasium. Komogara High's gymnasium also serves as a polling place and evacuation center. A lot of the buildings around here are still made of wood, but this place looks safe and sturdy. Anything else? School building. Yoshimi also looked out for these students as a Sumida city officer. Juvenile delinquency has been a growing problem for years now. This school is no exception. Surroundings. The news of the dead teacher has also attracted a fair share of rubberneckers. The atmosphere is kind of tense with this many cops around. Doesn't seem like there's much we can do here. Well, I think I've talked to him, and I don't think we can talk to anyone yet, so guess we gotta go and move to Michio's residence. Okay, no jump scare. Near the Shiraishi household. Okay, we're good. It seems like Michio's house is at the end of this road. We don't want to intimidate them, so maybe I should go alone. I mean, if you want to. Let's look at him.
Ario is checking their Shiraishi house at the end of the road. This street's real narrow, so two big guys like us would stick out like a pair of sore thumbs.
Let's look at the surroundings. The houses are really crammed together in these narrow alleyways. Strangers like us walking through definitely stand out. Really feels like old Tokyo. Alright, let's go to the Shiraishi household. Alright, I'll go check the house. Let's think.
So the Shiraishi household. There's a chance that Michio didn't actually kill herself. It might be for the best that we didn't find her parents.
There he is.
Oh, you're back.
No luck, boss.
No one home.
Doesn't look like it. I knocked for a while, but nobody came to the door. I glanced in the windows, but there was no sign of activity inside either. And I saw about 3 newspapers stuffed into their mailbox. Suspend? I guess I can't do anything here either. Yikes, I guess I gotta go. You can currently... I can't progress any further, so alright, we'll suspend this for now. Darn, we do have to go to this one here. Let me close my door. Hitomi's help. Bringing her friend back from the dead means she'll have to pay the price. Yako makes it home safely, but still, she isn't sure about how to proceed with her curse. She worries about Mio as the night passes. Yako Sakazaki, 8 a.m. Wait, she's alive? Oh, good morning, Yako. Yako, rise and shine. You're up. It's morning. Are you okay? You remember your name? I'm Yako. Yes, I'm Yako Sakazaki. Good. Seems like you're fully awake. Oh, Mio. Thanks for last night. Was everything okay? Yep, still alive. I couldn't dispel the curse echo or learn the identity of who used it, but I managed to at least get away. But in that situation, it's the best you can hope for. I'm sorry I got you involved in something so dangerous. I meant to look for you as soon as the sun rose, but I was just so sleepy. I can't even remember when I fell asleep. It's okay. It's only natural to be exhausted after what you went through. Besides, I also feel bad that you've been wrapped up in all of this. It's supposed to be my job to prevent that from happening. Oh yeah. You said something about that last night. Just who are you exactly, Mio? Oh, well, the truth is, I've been trained in things having to do with the supernatural. Huh? You mean you can learn that kind of stuff like you would with flower arranging? I had quite the eventful childhood. Huh? That sounds like it must have been tough. Yes, it would take a long time to explain, so let's leave it at that for now. As far as fate would have it, I've ended up as the apprentice or maybe more like assistant to a notable paranormal expert. Schools have always had more paranormal disturbances because young people tend to be more susceptible to these things. I'm sent to schools that may experience something paranormal and put a stop to it before it happens. Wow, that's amazing. So it's like a part-time job you do while also being a student. Well, I do help maintain public order, but it's all part of my training, so I don't get any money. Oh, you've got it rough then. But still, that really is amazing. You were so cool when you faced off against the evil spirit. I never know if I should be happy when you compliment me like that. But anyways, that's why it's up to me to resolve any paranormal issues at the school. And why I'm going to look into the cause of all this. But for now, let's head to school. Yeah. Oh, do you have your curse stone? Now that it's daytime and its power is diminished, I should be able to hold on to it. Want to give it a try? Right. I do have it, but... Yeah, go. Is it really so wrong trying to bring Michio back? I can't approve of it. The rite may seem like a dream come true, but if it involves taking the lives of other people, then... Yeah, true. I want to make sure this whole ritual ends without anyone getting hurt. That's what I believe, and what I'll put before anything else. I'm sorry, but is it okay if I hold on to it? Echo? I promise I won't use the curse, no matter what. But maybe there's some other way. I just have this feeling that I shouldn't give up on the possibility just yet. That said, I'll help you, even if it's to stop the curses. For the Michio that still exists within me, I'll settle things so that we can move forward. Okay, but if you ever feel in danger, you can give me the curse stone at any point. Right. Thank you, Mio. Okay then, let's go. Komagata High School, front gate. Huh? I thought it unusually noisy. There's a big group of people and police in front of the school. Did something happen? The police are here, and something must have. I'll go ask. Thanks. This isn't good. Huh? What happened? Don't panic, okay? The first teacher who came to work this morning found something. Oh, okay. Mr. Jonuichi was found dead in the middle of the school grounds. Well, what? They're closing the school for today. But that's not all. I didn't know this either since I didn't watch the morning news, but rumors are spreading that a number of bodies were found nearby. What? There's no way. Why? Could it be because of the curse? We don't know enough to say. From what I heard, Mr. Juniichi's body was in the middle of the school grounds, but his body was covered in bruises like he'd fallen from somewhere high. Weird. Taking into account his unnatural death and timing, it's very likely it has something to do with the curse. You're saying someone used their curse on him last night? Seems like it, doesn't it? But that's so scary. Yeesh. So the curses really do kill people. And someone used it. Shh! Keep your voice down, okay? What would happen if another curse bearer heard you? sorry. I wish we had a little more information, but they've locked up the front gate. Maybe we could sneak in through the back entrance. Hmm? That person over there. Isn't that Hitomi Okuda? You're right. That's unusual. Oh, but she was at the school last night too. She must know something about Mr. Jonuichi. Let's see what she has to say. Oh, Mio. Wait for me. Huh? So you're telling me the two of you were the ones at the school last night? No sense hiding it then. Plus, I owe you one, Mio. I'll tell you everything I know. Thank you. She owes you? Oh, yeah. Right after I transferred here, there was a bit of trouble. She gave me one of those, what was it? Like exorcisms? Oh, huh? So that's what it was. Did you hear about Mr. Jonuichi? Heard about it? I've known about it since last night. I saw that asshole butted on the school grounds last myself. What? You saw it happen? Tell us about it. What exactly happened? Don't really know myself. It was pitch black. What? What I can tell you, it was almost dawn, like probably around 3. Started freaking out all of a sudden, like ran out of the school ground like something was chasing him, then screamed. Ah, somebody help me, forgive me, Michio. Or something like that while he was running around. Michio? He mentioned Michio? Was there anyone else on the school grounds? It was too dark to see from where I was. But for like just a second, I think I saw a girl in a school uniform with her hair in braids. Oh? I didn't go out to make sure, so it could have been nothing for all I know. Then I heard him begging for his life, like I was wrong and I'll do anything. And all of a sudden his arms and legs snapped, even though he was just standing there. Ooh, yeah. His arms and legs broke without anything being done to him? Like he fell over and quit moving, so I thought I just better get out of here. And he croaked. That's all I saw. I see. But from what you've told us, it almost sounds like Michio's ghost chased down Mr. Junoichi and killed him. Like, how I know anything about that? I'm just telling you what I heard him say. Let's keep asking about his death. Did you tell that story to the police? Nope. And I ain't gonna. Can't count on them for shit. Not like they'd believe such an insane story anyways. Alright. There must be at least one person in the police worth trusting, right? Yeah, I guess. There was this one cop who always got on my case about stuff. But, like, he died just the other day. Oh, he did? I'm so sorry to hear that. Everyone who gets involved with me ends up dead. Yeah, I'm just cursed. Pisses me off. You've got it all wrong. The spirit that possessed... Wait, what? The spirit that possessed you wasn't that kind of spirit. Huh? It wasn't? Yeah, this was just an unfortunate coincidence. Though I'm sure that was hard enough for you. Jonoichi's death. That's all I know about that asshole's death. Hey, Mio. I've been thinking something. The way she described it reminded me of something. The way Mr. Junoichi died, it sounds a lot like how Michio died. Of course, I didn't see it myself, but the state Michio's body was in, it was like she had fallen from high up. Could he have been killed by the same curse? I don't think so. The Curse of the Seven Mysteries had manifested when she died. And if we can trust what the spirit board said, then Michio died in an accident. Oh, right. Continue on. That's all I know about that asshole's death. Okay, so we don't know anything else with that. Let's go about Mio's exorcism. He told me, were you possessed by some kind of evil spirit? I don't understand it all too well myself, but like what I can say for sure is, thanks to Mio, the weird symptoms that were happening to me went away. Yep, some people were born with a natural sensitivity to the paranormal. They tend to end up isolated as they struggle to relate to the people around them. They also tend to draw spirits to them naturally. This can cause strange symptoms they don't understand, like headaches, muscle stiffness, and hallucinations, even memory problems. I'm sure it must have been very hard. So that's how it works, huh? Do people also have their personality taken over when possessed too? It is possible when spirits who have a very close relationship to their target, like siblings or a parent and child, but you almost never hear about people being completely taken over. It's when the two parties aren't in sync that those negative effects can start to appear. So the seances or whatever you see on TV, are they all like bogus? Not quite. There are mediums and diviners who can align their minds with the spirits they call. Though there are people on TV who are just putting on a performance. Huh. There are people who in life had extremely powerful spirit sense or a deep connection with a person. But even they shouldn't be able to completely take over the person they possess. And even if they could, it'd only be difficult to pressure them to choose certain behaviors that wouldn't be unusual for them to do on their own to begin with. But if that's the case, wouldn't you not know if you were choosing that behavior of your own will or not? Hence why there are lots of cases where people don't even realize their possession, or they're possessed. Though, the spirit may influence the behavior and memories of the host. The deeper their connection in life, the easier it is for that to occur. I see. Getting possessed by a spirit is pretty complicated, huh? Must have been tough for you being possessed for so long, he told me. Whatever. Whatever might happen to me doesn't make any difference. Me being able to see spirits and stuff, like, has nothing to do with how things ended up like this. Yeah, it's not like being able to see them is your fault either. The same goes for me. Maybe it's just for something we have to live with. I think you have a knack for it yourself, Dako. I bet you could see them too with a little training. Ooh, I don't want to see them. What the fuck? I think I may pass. Let's talk to her one more time about her exorcism. So that's why you do the job you do, huh, Mio? I thought she was like some weirdo when she showed up, all of a sudden saying she was gonna exorcise me. You hadn't said anything. I probably would have knocked your lights out of you. You tried to perform an exorcism on her without telling her anything? You see, in my experience, most people don't understand no matter how much I explain. They only accept my explanation after they see the results. Huh. I guess that makes sense. Alright, the classroom last night. He told me. Last night, before you witnessed Mr. Jonuichi collapse, can you ask what he and you were doing in the classroom? Gonna tell the cops? Oh, right. With everything that happened with Mr. Jonuichi, they'll suspect you if we told them we saw you with him last night. Like, anytime something happens with someone like me, all those shitty adults start jumping to conclusions. I understand. I won't tell them. You wouldn't have been able to kill him anyway. If you say so. And don't mind telling you about it. So like last night, that piece of shit Joniichi called me over here, acting like he was gonna attack me or something. What? How terrible. Like, whatever. I'm glad he's dead. He had it coming. Calling people worthless and a cancer on society when he doesn't know shit about them. That asshole was the one always acting like scum, if you ask me. Is that so? Could you tell us more in detail about why he called you out in the middle of the night? Like, it's hard to explain. Where to start? Okay, let's go with Junichi's misdeeds. Oh, what did you mean by Mr. Junichi's acting like scum? Was he doing something bad? You know Michiyo Shiraishi, right? The girl who killed herself? Huh? Michiyo? I don't know everything, but that creep of a teacher had some dirt on her. And he was using it to blackmail her, call her up after school and like make her do whatever he wanted. What? What do you mean when you say whatever he wanted? Like, I'll leave that up to your imagination. Nothing that a couple model students like you would ever get involved in. No way. That's... How? What do you mean by dirt? I don't know anything about this. How could I have not known about this? Yako, I know how you feel, but try to calm down. You got guts acting like you were her friend. Joniichi really did a number on both Michiyo's body and soul. She probably felt like she couldn't tell anyone, and she had to suffer alone. No. How terrible. Hey, tell me, how do you know about this? Oh, I just happened to walk in on it. I know the spots around school people would go to when they want to stay out of sight. Ran off in a panic when I yelled at him, asking what he was doing. Walked in on it? Like, I couldn't just leave her alone, looking like she was about to cry, so I stuck around for a bit. She told me everything that happened in whispers. She probably figured I wasn't the type to spread that stuff around. But, you know, she even asked for my help. She told me that she was fine and to keep it a secret. Michiyo, why? Like, she probably thought she just had to grit her teeth till it was through. She was naive. I tried to tell her that it was give guys like that an inch, they'll take a mile. She kept saying about how it was her punishment. She was soft. No. Of course, Juniichi didn't change. He kept on doing what he was doing. I don't understand any of them, or either of them, but that's as much as I was involved. And then she killed herself. Nothing I can do about it now. Hitomi, if you knew about it, then why didn't you? You trying to say it's my fault? She told me not to say anything. She told me she was fine. So what the hell more responsibility do I have other than what I already did? Yako, there's no point blaming Hitomi. Chio, why? I mean, when we saw that haircut, I'm pretty sure he was a perv. The dirt on Michiyo. Did you hear what this dirt was? Like, no. Never heard what it was. But like, from the sound of it, he'd been blackmailing her since like about a year ago. For that long? The dick's probably like caught her doing something and she shouldn't have been doing. She looked well behaved, but like there's more to a person than meets the eye, you know? There must be some reason. Like, I don't know. Like, got nothing to do with me. Alright, let's continue with the class from last night. So like last night, How did it start? Oh, right. Like, remember that nosy cop I mentioned who was like always on my case? He died at the former Yasuda Gardens a couple of days ago. Yoshimi was his name. He was part of the juvenile division. Like, he didn't look like a cop at all. Real rough guy, but good at looking out for folks. So he was like the only one I could talk to. Huh? So there was someone like that with the police? Like, too bad he ended up dying. Oh, and another thing. One time he suddenly introduced his fiancée to me. Like, it was hilarious seeing a big guy like that acting like a shy little kid all of a sudden. She told me that she was like me when she was my age and that she was on my side. It must have been a terrible loss for her too. Yeah, I do feel a little bad for her when I think about how sad she must be. And I saw him at the gardens the night he died. Oh no. Like, whenever I could get worked up over something, Yoshimi always looked me straight to the heart. He'd listen to whatever it was I was pissed about. That day, he called me over like usual. Something seemed like off about him. Like he was worried about something. Worried about something? Yeah. He asked me for a favor too. That was pretty unusual. A favor? What kind of favor? Like, he handed me a weird talisman and asked me to hold on to it for him. Talisman? Yeah. Just a normal good luck charm. I figured if that's it, then sure, I'll take it. I think I have it with me now. But that wasn't all. He looks like Giga Chad. Like, then he told me that he wanted me to look for a talisman Michio Shiraishi had that looked like this one. Huh? Michio? What does she have to do with this? Like, Yoshimi had been meeting up and talking with her. While they were together, he noticed that she had like a special talisman or something. But apparently Michio always avoided the subject. A talisman that Michio had? Like, he knew that I knew her, so that's why he asked me, he said. Could there have been something that Michio couldn't even tell the police about? I know things at home were a little complicated. From what I heard, Michio was keeping her mouth shut about what Junichi was doing to her. Hard to talk with the cops when someone's got dirt on you. And I didn't squeal on anyone or anything about Michio either. Michio, what is it that had such a strong grip on you? So basically, Yoshimi didn't like just have his eye on Michio, but her talisman too. But after she died, he didn't know where it ended up. So since I knew her from school, he wanted me to look into it for him. Is there something special about the two talismans? I wonder why he gave it to you. Like, hell if I know. When I look inside, it's just like a weird, kind of grimy scrap of wood. So you've seen inside it? Like, but from the way he was acting, it seemed important to him somehow. But to be honest, what he was asking is such a pain in the ass. I figured he had to be serious about it. Oh, and since he died right after that... Yeah, like he even said to me, if anything happens to me, take those two talismans. Give them to the guy named Nakagoshi at the police department. Knowing what I know now, he probably felt that something was going to happen to him. Hmm? Nakagoshi? Huh? Do you know him, Mio? No, I've just heard the name, but I think... So, like, there's really is a Nakagoshi. That's a relief, at least. Anyway, it didn't feel right just ignoring a dead guy as the last request. He told me. Yeah? That talisman. Would you mind if I take a look at it? Like, sorry, but I don't trust you all that much yet. It's important to me. Oh, okay. The classroom last night. So, last night you were looking for the talisman Michio had? Yeah. I figured that place the piece of garbage teacher would know the most about Michio. I asked him yesterday afternoon if he knew anything about her talisman, and he gave me some cryptic response like, I can't talk about it now. Come to school tonight. Like he gave me the code to the lock on the back entrance. He seemed pretty willing to give it out, so I wouldn't be surprised if he used it for secret meetings before. Yuck. I can only imagine. We climbed over the front gate to get in. So like, yeah, we met up in the classroom in the middle of the night, but nothing he said made any sense. Like that I was really Michio and stuff like that. He went on and on about like how it was my fault and that if only I hadn't been around or something. He grabbed a hold of me, breathing heavily. Eve, were you okay? Like, yeah. That's right when you two showed up. I was able to get away while Junoichi was freaking out. Oh my gosh. Good thing you got away. So it's really all thanks to you two that I got away. But I didn't get any info about the talisman, so the whole thing was like sort of a bust. Afterwards, I was wondering what you two were up to, so I hid nearby. And I saw you and the old man Ashimiya talking, and Mio showed up. Oh, you did? Like, that's also why I saw Jonoichi come back outside and bite it. I see. So you were only there to take a look for Michio's talisman. Like, I was dumb to fall for that creep Jonoichi's trap so easily. It could have gone a lot worse, but I lucked out. Alright, back to Jonoichi's death then. What you described does sound like Michio killed Mr. Jonoichi. She did have a reason to hate him after all. Like, no way. You mean that really was her ghost? Like, for real? Those who die bearing strong resentment or regret can occasionally become spirits, either bound to a place or roaming freely. However, it'd usually be impossible for them to kill the living. Most don't have that kind of power. But it's possible. They could possess something, or someone close to them to act on those lingering regrets. Huh? Like, wonder if that's what happened. Alright. Then, supposing what the spirit board said is true, and Michio's death was an accident, then she must have had some regrets. If she really hadn't given up on living, that is. I don't think she was the kind of girl who would just give up, no matter what the situation. I don't know really, but she didn't seem like she had something tormenting her, so like, much that she'd kill herself. Wonder what the secret is. And like, that's all I know. Happy? I still gotta look for the talisman. Sure. Thank you, he told me. Oh, and if you two find out anything about Michio's talisman, I will be sure to let you know. Thanks. Oh, can we get your contact info? Where can we normally find you? Right. I'm not home most of the time. Usually I'm at a friend's place. Here's a phone number. Thanks. We'll call her if we need to talk with her. And, what is it? You're easier to talk to than I imagined. I was kinda scared at first, but not anymore. Shut up. You were the one avoiding me. Anyway, catch you later. And don't die out there, okay? Thanks. Well, be careful. Alright then. We got a lot of new information. Sounds like Mr. Junichi was killed by a curse, just as we thought. Which means there was a curse bear at the school. Multiple, in fact. Multiple? You think so? Yes. The curse echo we experienced in the school and the one that killed Mr. Jonichi seemed to be different. The people in the school at the time, other than us, were Mr. Jonichi, he told me, and old man Ashimiya, who you ran into. I was thinking of you among them, but there was one more person He told me saw a girl in a school uniform with braids. From what he told me was saying, it doesn't seem like she's one. Mr. Jonoichi is pretty suspicious, though. If he were a curse bearer, it would certainly explain why he was killed. Right. That's why I say there are multiple. Oh, right. The person who killed Mr. Jonoichi would have to be one too. Which means it must be either the mysterious girl or old man Ashimiya? Yeah, we should certainly be careful with them. That said, the mysterious girl and the fact that Mr. Jonoichi thought it was Michio that was attacking him has me wondering. Of course I doubt Michio herself was actually there, but... Oh, I just remembered. I also saw Mr. Araishi outside the main gate last night. You did? It's likely he's involved with the curses given that he's the one doing research on the rite of resurrection. So, we'll have to be careful of Old Man Ashimiya and Mr. Araishi. I want to believe that not all curse bearers will be hostile, but... As for what to do now? I'd like to find who is responsible for the Feast of Shadows that set this off, and how they did it. I don't know, I don't think we'll be able to end this without stopping it at its source. Ah, that makes sense. In which case, next we should do what exactly? We'll need to talk with Mr. Araishi. He definitely knows something. It should be safer during the day, so I think we should try to look for him. Got it. I'll help in any way I can. But the school is closed. I wonder where he could go, or could be. Let's try heading someplace someone may know where he is. Where to go then?
Maybe start from school. Maybe there's another person at the school. Basically, I'm just gonna fast forward. Because maybe we shouldn't talk to whoever here. The he told me, so we'll try someone else or something else. Hold on. Okay, let's go back to the story chart. There's no way. What? It says that I can't go inside. Okay, let me resume. Let me resume this. It says I can go to the high school. So we gotta look around a bit. Wait. Oh, was it because I put them at the high school? In that other... Wow.